Right, pay attention, Bond. This is the Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus 2. It's a fully operational computer with 128K memory, but it comes with 3 James Bond games and a light gun that fires armor-piercing shells. Now that's your assignment. No, don't sit in that chair. Sorry, Bond. Haven't perfected that yet. The Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus 2.
In the 1980s, home computing was a dream whispered in electronics stores across the UK and Europe. Big Bing machines dominated offices, but few could imagine owning a computer that fit in a backpack. Enter the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, a tiny, colorful, affordable computer that changed the way an entire generation interacted with technology. Its arrival wasn't about specs and pixels, it was about accessibility, imagination, and a certain stubborn charm that still resonates with retro enthusiasts today. When it was launched in 1982, the ZX Spectrum faced off competition from the likes of the Commodore 64, the BBC Micro, and the Amstrad CPC. Yet it carved out its own niche by being cheap enough for families, quirky enough to spark creativity, and surprisingly versatile for such a small package. The man behind the magic was Sinclair. He had a philosophy that became the Spectrum's DNA: maximize imagination, minimize costs, instead of chasing flashy features or perfect keyboards. Sinclair aimed to deliver the essence of computing, a package that was affordable for ordinary people. Price point: the 16K Spectrum launched at €150, while the 48K model was €150. To put that in perspective, that's roughly $500 to $700 in today's money, still far cheap than competitors. Design: Sinclair ensured chunky mechanical keyboards in favor of rubbery membrane keys. They weren't great for typing, but they kept costs down and gave the Spectrum its instant recognizable feel. Sinclair's approach was polarizing. Some critics called him reckless, while enthusiasts celebrated his willingness to make computing accessible for everyone, even if that meant dealing with strange quirks. The ZX Spectrum hardware was simplicity itself, yet indigenously designed. The CPU, Zilog Z80A at 3.5 MHz. The RAM, 16K or 48K depending on model. Display, 256 to 992 resolution with 15 colors. The sound, single channel beeper, aka the tiny beeper of Destiny. Stored cassette tapes, yes, the ones that played music. The rubbery keyboard was a frequent source of jokes. Typing "Hello World" often felt like wrestling a wet sponge. But the keys had personality, forcing users to slow down, think, and embrace the quirks of the machine. One of the Spectrum's most notorious limitations was color clash, because the system could only display 2 colors per 8 pixel plot. Sprites often flickered and merged with backgrounds in unexpected ways. Rather than ruin games, it became part of the aesthetic, forcing designers to innovate clever ways around the hardware. The cassette tape experience. Part appreciation, part torture. Loading a game on the Spectrum involved 1. Inserting the cassette, 2. Pressing play on the tape recorder, 3. Waiting minutes as the tape screeched and hissed, 4. Hoping against hope that the game didn't fail to load halfway though. Spectrums would often reject tapes with a R-tape loading error, forcing players to rewind, retry, and pray to the gods of magnetic tape. Yet, there was something magical about the wait. It built anticipation, turned every successful load into a tiny victory, and cultivated patience and resilience in gamers, a far cry from today's instant downloads. The VX Spectrum became legendary not just for its hardware but for its games it inspired. Titles range from simple arcade clones to ambitious surreal adventures. Maniac Minor in 1983 timed platforming madness that taught kids the meaning of pain and perseverance. Jet Silly Whip, a sprawling mansion of obstacles and colorful sprites that spark creativity and frustration in unique measure. Night Lord, revolutionary isometric graphics that influenced 3D design for decades. Nobutor, sneaky stealth action providing Spectrum could handle more than just jump and run chaos. The Spectrum also empowered bedroom coders. Teenagers with no formal training could create games in BASIC and share them with friends or local magazines. This DIY spirit helped birth the UK indie gaming industry long before it was a global phenomenon. Owning a ZX Spectrum was a roller coaster. The love, compact design, bright colors, endless games, and the thrill of programming your own creations. The frustration, limited memory, and occasion crashing were pushing the hardware too far. The creativity, graphic tricks, and sound hacks simply to make gamers work. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't magical. Unlike modern plug-and-play consoles, the Spectrum demanded engagement, patience, and integrity. It didn't just entertain, it taught. The Spectrum influence went far beyond bedrooms. It sparked the UK gaming industry, and studios like Ultimate Play the game later became rare, and countless independent developers. It helped democratize computing, making technology accessible to working class families. It created a shared culture, kids trading games on tapes, sharing program tips, and overseizing scores in small towns and cities across the UK. Even in Europe and South America, the Spectrum became a symbol of affordable computing, inspiring generations to tinker, learn, and innovate. The comparisons. The Commodore 64, superior sound and sprite handling, but more expensive. The BBC Micro was strong, educational focus, sturdier design, but less playful. The Amstrad CPC had sleek hardware, color monitor included, but lacked the same cult following. The Spectrum charm lay in its quirks and community. It wasn't the most powerful, but it was the most inspiring for a generation of programmers and gamers. Decades later, the VX Spectrum continues to thrive in the retro community. Emulators allow anyone to experience the Spectrum without a dusty cassette player. Retro Connect revives the platform with modern hardware, preserving the original feel while adding new features. YouTube and Twitch are full of gameplay and videos, speedruns, and retrospectives celebrating its enduring legacy. The Spectrum's simplicity and charm make it perfect for nostalgia, experimentation, and learning, still relevant in a world of $1 billion graphics engines. The Sinclair ZX Spectrum was never about perfection. It was about accessibility, creativity, and fun. Its quirks, rubber keys, colored clash, tape screeches, often flaws but part of its identity. It's inspired a generation to code, to innovate, and to dream big, and from the comfort of a tiny, colorful machine. In short, the VX Spectrum wasn't just a home computer. It was a movement, a training for coders, and a cultural touchstone. It may have been small, but its impact was enormous, and its legacy lives on, one screeching tape and sticky key at a time.